Reiki Level 1, Lesson 4, The History of Reiki. Traditional Reiki, as we now know it, began in the 1800s, where it was sourced from ancient knowledge older than the recorded history of humankind. It is believed that many, many years ago, there existed an ancient civilization called Mu. All the children of Mu were schooled in the principles of Reiki, and the various levels of Reiki were taught at various ages as the child grew up. The equivalent of Reiki 1 was given at the beginning of the equivalent of primary school level, and Reiki 2 at the beginning of high school. The educators of Reiki had special or master's teachers training, and had the greatest or highest levels of healing power, and this level of training was also available to anyone else who wished to have such a high level of healing. So after a while, the story goes that the ancient people of Mu left their root homeland to colonize land that is now India and Tibet, and the ancient practice of Reiki continued with them. The ancient land of Mu was through the ages somehow lost due to various earth changes that destroyed both Mu and Atlantis and most of their culture and knowledge. Nevertheless, the healing system survived through the ages through its preservation by a select few. In the 19th century, a Japanese man by the name of Mikao Usui sought to discover the origins and secrets to Buddha's methods of healing. He apparently found the secrets to this healing in the ancient remains of the early esoteric teachings of India, based on early Shiva culture. No written records are known to exist about Dr. Usui's experiences. The traditional Reiki story begins with Mikao Usui. He was born in Japan in the mid-19th century, and as Usui was growing up, he heard stories about Buddha, who, despite being born into wealth and who did not lack any material needs, pursued a quest for enlightenment. Dr. Usui was fascinated by the fact that when Buddha achieved enlightenment, he attained unusual metaphysical capabilities to heal. Dr. Usui also noted that Buddha's disciples acquired healing capabilities as well after following his teachings. Usui was also intrigued by how Jesus healed, and hence began a 10-year quest to find and learn this healing ability. In Japan, Christian authorities told him that this healing was not talked about, nor was much known about it, so Usui sought this information through Buddhism. Eventually, Usui joined a Zen monastery, where he studied Sanskrit and sutras, which is where he discovered the key, which was the formula for establishing contact with a higher power that could bestow healing capabilities upon a person. However, this information was only a formula, and knowing the formula did not empower him to understand the healing process and to heal. After consulting with the abbot, it was decided that all he could do in order to try and activate the healing process was to follow the formula. He then traveled the holy mountain of Mount Kuriyama, where he followed the practices as found in the sutras. He first set 21 stones in front of him, then fasted, meditated, and prayed for 21 days, throwing away a stone as each day passed. On the 21st night, an hour before dawn, on the final morning of his quest, Usui saw a light coming towards him, which he believed had a consciousness and which was communicating with him. His first instinct was to run away, but he decided to stand fast and accept what was coming as an answer to his meditation, even if it resulted in his own death. The ability to heal the sick would be of such great value, it was worth risking his own life. So the light struck his forehead, which is his third eye, and he lost consciousness for a while. First he saw millions and millions of rainbow bubbles in front of him, and in each of what we now call the Reiki symbols manifested. As he contemplated each symbol, he received an attunement for that symbol, and knowledge on how to activate the healing energy. Usui left Mount Kuriyama now knowing how to heal in a manner similar to Buddha and Jesus. Mikao Usui traveled on foot throughout Japan, lecturing and practicing Reiki. He met Chijiro Hayashi, who became a Usui student, receiving his master's training in 1925. Hayashi became Usui's successor, and Usui died in 1930, having attuned 16 to 18 Reiki masters, although none but Hayashi is mentioned. Dr. Chijiro Hayashi received the Reiki Master initiation from Dr. Usui in 1925. He was asked to accept the responsibility of preserving Reiki so that it would not be lost as it has been in the past. This he did. Hayashi was a retired naval officer, and although still a reservist, he opened a healing clinic in Tokyo, where he organized healers to work in groups. He went on to develop the Usui system of healing, and he created the standard hand positions, the system of the 3 degrees, and the initiation procedures. People who came for healing could live at the clinic, or the Reiki healers would go to the homes of those unable to attend the clinic. But sensing the outbreak of war and knowing that all able-bodied men would soon be conscripted, he decided to pass the Reiki teachings on to 2 women, that being his wife and Hawayo Takata. Hawayo Takata was now the 3rd Reiki Grandmaster. She was born in Hawaii in 1900. After the death of her husband at the age of 32, Takata's health went downhill until eventually she needed an operation. She traveled to Japan to have the operation, but she had a dream wherein she was told that she didn't need the operation. She was eventually led to Hayashi's clinic, where she was fully healed within 4 months. She managed to persuade him to teach her Reiki, which he did, with her becoming his successor and a 3rd Grand Reiki Master. Takata then returned to Hawaii and had a successful healing practice in Hilo. From there, Reiki spread to the United States, Canada, and Europe. This is your complete Reiki lineage. Reiki belongs to the world. Together we can bring this gift to the world. This concludes Lesson 4. Please move on to Lesson 5.